Merry Christmas, folks. I hope you are having an awesome day. I hope whenever you find this video, I'm going to give you a little bit of value. If you see this after Christmas, I hope you had a fantastic time. If you see this on the day and you're having a little quick, let's see what's happening on YouTube before the family come round. Hope you've got loads planned. Today's video is about just that, taking that break. Because we're conditioned through growing up, through all our experiences to never switch off. Which does bring you to that point where you hit that burnout, where you start to feel like you just want to sit and stare into space and you start to question yourself. Am I lazy? Am I a master procrastinator? I don't know. But you never get to that stage where you're properly switched off. And if there's any time of the year that's the perfect time to do that, it's today. It's Christmas Day. It's a time for you to say, no, I am not working, I'm not doing that. And I think when you're a coach, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're all these things that most of your time can be spent working from home, it is harder to switch off because your body's conditioned, right? This is a work environment, and now you're asking me to rest, but you've also got this email that needs done, and you've also got this video that needs done, and you've got this and that and this and the next thing. We can't rest right now. And it does become a little bit harder. So welcome to this video. My name is Jay. If this is your first time, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. And my goal here is to help coaches build a business that they love and that they don't feel burnt out and they can actually take proper rest and just enjoy the journey. So if that sounds good, please consider subscribing. If not, let's get into this video. So one thing which I think is actually going in the right direction, but it's not quite there yet, is hustle culture. There is a lot of people out there that is get the job done, do this. You work hard now so you can reap the benefits later. Don't stop, keep hustling, go. Work comes first and all this stuff. And then when we were younger than that, before we even got on that, we were at school, work hard, get your exams, then you can get a job, then you can do this, and then you can do that. It's always wait, do the work, and wait until the next thing. Do the work and then wait until the next thing. But my question to you then is, what if you don't get to the next thing? The amount of people I have seen working in the health service in the UK, and when these people get to retirement age and you get some bad news once they've retired, that they're no longer with us. They worked 30, 40, 50 years for the NHS. And then you get that bad news afterwards and you're like, they never even got the chance to enjoy their life. And sometimes they could be sitting there. I would hate to get to that day where I've just worked. I think the retirement age in the UK just now is 67. If I get to 67 and something happens where I'm not as healthy as I should be, or want to be, or could be, and then I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. And had all these regrets. That would be so much worse. And it's not even just having a job, because hustle culture has taken that and put it into entrepreneurship. So you've got the bro marketers who are like, do this, do that, don't stop. Hustle. And now you're like, these people are getting to the end of their days and they're like, what did we actually accomplish? We might have made £1 million, $1 million, $10 million even, but then what do they have to show for it? Because they've worked nearly every day of their life. Like, they've never switched off, they've never took that rest, they never accomplished their dreams. There are some people that do, but there's a lot that don't. There's a reason why people talk about the top 1%, top 5%, because that is how small the percentage is. Some people hustle online, waiting on that day when everything changes. And it never changes. Because they're missing something that they need that help with to get it to change or whatever. But because they've just got it conditioned that they need to work. Like I said, if there was ever a day to switch off, it's today. Christmas Day is all about spending that time with your family, not looking at work, not worrying about all this stuff. And even these entrepreneurs, the bro marketers, will tell you on Christmas to stop and rest and do all that stuff. But I know what it's like when you're working from home, because I get like that. I could be sitting chilling on the couch after working all day, watching the TV or spending time with my daughter or spending time with friends or whatever, and in that little voice in my head comes along and goes, you've got an email. You need to remember you've got that video to film tomorrow. You need to remember that you need to reach out to such and such to make sure that they book this and then make sure that they do that. And I can feel myself doing that at times. And I've just had to get to the stage where I'm like, no, enough is enough. This is time. Now, there are things you can do if you're in a place where you can have a separate room that when you close the door, that is you coming away and you don't work anywhere else in your house. You can do that. Unfortunately, with my videos, I like to change things up. Like, we've got the tree out at the moment, so I thought that's the perfect backdrop. Sometimes we've just got the living room. Sometimes I'm in the kitchen. Sometimes I'm outside. Sometimes I like to change things up. So unfortunately, every room in this house has had the camera in it at some point. So like, I can't really do that in my environment. I don't work from anywhere else apart from my computer. Where is my computer? In the living room. Where do I chill? At night? In the living room. The only room that doesn't ever get any work attention is my bedroom. And that was years ago. I heard it off, I think it was Eamon Gaji, who was like, I watched one of his things and it was, the bedroom is for sleep. He said sleep in something else, but we'll leave it at that. Let your imagination go with that one. Sleep in something else happens in the bedroom and that is all. And I was like, yeah, that's a fair point. Because I was starting to get my mindset in the right place at that point. I've worked with 6-7-figure brands, and I will tell you the one thing when you're starting to get into the levels of 6 figures, 7 figures, it's not strategy. Strategy is not what moves the needle. It's not about doing any extra work. It's about training up here. It's about being present. It's about feeling the emotions. Because the thing is, if you just focus so hard on strategy and all the hard work and adding more stuff, yeah, you can start a business. You can make a solid business doing that. But it's a business you hate. Because it's a business with all this stuff that you have to do. I mean, the whole reason you wanted to start as a coach, the whole reason you wanted to start as an entrepreneur and do all the online business stuff was to escape a 9-to-5. And what you've done is you've replaced it with a 24/7. Let that sink in. Yeah? You wanted to get away from the 9-to-5 lifestyle and you have swapped it for a 24/7. You need to learn to switch off. You need to stop. You need to take a rest. Because trust me, your business, all that stuff will be there tomorrow. The thing is, when you get to that stage where you are switched off, when you are relaxed, I think one of the times that even for somebody who is in that hustle and grind culture, the one time that we could all say that we switch off is we're in the shower, we're in the bath, we're doing something. And then what happens when we're in these places? Is that best idea, is the one that we bloody should run with, comes to us. We're like, oh, right, okay, right, let's get washed quickly. Get down, write it down. We start rushing. We start taking ourselves out of that, right, we've got this idea that's going to work. Because we're in the wrong place at the wrong time and this idea has came to us. Whereas if we had more time where we were consciously in our feelings and present in this current moment, more of these moments would come to us. I'm not one of these people that say you have to be in the present 24/7 because the future is important and the past is what made us. Yeah? You need to let go of it. You need to get into the feelings from the past and let go of them. So all three have got their place, but the present, we definitely, as a nation, need to get more into the present. If you were in a job, you learn the strategy, and then it becomes automatic. When you're an online business, when you're an entrepreneur, you learn a strategy, then you learn another strategy, and then you learn another strategy, and then you learn another strategy. It doesn't get automatic because you keep learning. The first strategy becomes automatic, but all these strategies work. If it's not worked for you yet, there's mostly something up here, that is stopping it working. And I can guarantee it's probably expectations, because I know that there's a lot of them floating around. Especially with this online business game, where it is one of these things that people like to, like imagine working in your jammies and doing all this stuff and you just get paid while you sleep. It's like a lot of people have idolized it and romanticized it and all this stuff. But the reality of it, yeah, I love it. I wouldn't change it. Filming content, I love all that stuff. I wouldn't change it. But the reality is, there is times where when you look at a video and it hasn't performed and you're like, well, I could sit here and worry about that video, or I could just focus on making the next one better. And that's where, when you first start and you first get going and you're like, that video didn't take, and then you start to direct that inwards. Like, what did I not do? How could why, maybe I'm not worth it. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this isn't good for me. Maybe I'm not the person that can do this sort of a thing. But you are. You're in a society right now where we can get a quick hit from social media. We can get that quick fix from dopamine. And I watched that video. I can't remember who it was from or anything, but that video gets credit if they know who it is. And they said that the dopamine that we get from scrolling on social media is a bigger dopamine hit than what we get when we have sex. That's another point. You need to let that sink in. Scrolling on your phone is a bigger dopamine than making love with something. What do we do? We're in a society now where that dopamine is at that quick. It can be achieved in 3 seconds. We need instant gratification. I hate to break it to you, but this, filming videos, creating offers, selling online, it's not instant. You're going to be waiting for that dopamine hit to happen. The thing is, the longer you keep doing something, the better you get, the more you improve. Things get better, the algorithm starts to take notice, and it's inevitable you grow. I don't know, did I go off in this video? Did I go in 3 different ways? I don't know. I've lost track of where I was. But I think what I'm basically saying is, you need to be in that chill mindset. You need to be in the present. And right now, this is your permission to switch off. Keep a notepad. Keep your phone where you can write things down. If ideas come to you, like, keep things close where you can write things. But that is it. You take the idea and you deal with it later. And the thing is, if you're like me, who's quite sensitive and feels everything, you probably want to take that idea and sit with it a little bit anyway. Because if you act on it too quickly, you'll not be in the right headspace, or you might make rash decisions. So for me, when I get an idea, I like to write it down, and then I like to come back to it in a day or two and just check it out. Anyway, that's a video for a different day. That is basically it. You've watched this video, which is awesome. Thank you so much. And I hope you have an awesome day today. This is a time for you to be with your family. This is a time for you to spend 100% with them. Go and be with your family. Go and be and do with whatever you do on this day. I know it might not be a great day for some folk. It might be a better day for some others. But whatever lights you up today that doesn't involve work, do that. I will see you next week. If nobody's told you today, I love you. I'm proud of you. Merry Christmas. And have an awesome week.